I like to call this t-shirt Old Faithful. This is why it's so good. We have a triple stitched bound collar. And look at this specifically right here. See how I can lay the t-shirt down perfectly flat? There's no twist or anything. Look at this. See how the entire shirt is twisting near the underarm and this seam line is coming towards the front of the shirt? And the torque on this t-shirt actually isn't bad at all, and you would never notice. It's well within normal tolerances and everything like that, but it's a little cool thing to notice when you're collecting data points about the world's greatest t-shirts. Over the past few years, I have accidentally made it my goal to try and find the greatest t-shirts ever known to humankind. This video is an amalgamation of my findings thus far. I took all of our greatest hits from the other videos and some newcomers. I first measured them, then I washed them to their care instructions, then I stress washed them, measured the differences, measured torque, everything that I possibly could to see what are the winners. And that is why we're here today. I divided all of our winners into 5 distinct sections. This is section number 1, the all-arounders. Section number 2, Japan's might. 3, the toughest and heaviest monsters. 4, the Supremes. And 5, hands down the best possible deals in t-shirt history. Welcome to the absolute mega t-shirt showdown 2025. Michael Christie, Iron Snail, and you're the Snailians. What's up, Snailians? Mikey here. Hope everybody's doing well. Good to see you again. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's a beautiful, cozy, rainy day. Yesterday it was super rainy and cozy as I was getting everything ready. So we're gonna be super chill this video as I just absolutely annihilate a massive stack of t-shirts and tell you all about them.
There will be 5 categories in total. Our first category is the all-arounders, a series of t-shirts that are mid to high tier, a solid fit, and recommendable to everyone.
This is your standard, I would recommend this t-shirt to absolutely anybody category, especially this J-Press X American Trench shirt. Good freaking fit. I like a lot of space across the shoulders. Right now, I've gained a little bit of weight since I moved to Portland. Not feeling so hot about that. So I like t-shirts that kind of flatten me out. Really, really tight neck hole, open-ended yarn, so this feels rough. Not scratchy, but definitely rougher than ring-spun, which is very silky. Buck Mason is really, I feel like, just dominating right now, having a crazy moment, and I think it's 1, because they understand color like nobody else, and then 2, I don't know who on the team or what team is doing this at Buck Mason, but they seem to be in tune with exactly what the general populace that wants to upgrade their style wants, because they tapped into something perfectly. And they do it with this t-shirt. And at the same time, I don't know if this is a website mistake or if it's real. I tend to think it's real. Buck Mason doesn't really say it besides one little drop-down menu. They're like, by the way, this is a Supima t-shirt. I think for the price and the weight, maybe it's not, but at the same time, it's on like 3-4 spots of their website. They're just not advertising it in a really grand way. Buck Mason on their site says substantial but not heavy, and that is the epitome of the feeling of this shirt. Only thing I will say was this was one of the heaviest torquers of, and I'm gonna accidentally say torquing at least once, one of the heaviest torquers on the list. So it twisted a good amount. Still, you would never notice, but it did get distorted from its first wash. 316, this probably I should have gotten a small, but they took one look at the ball and they said, we're gonna hit a home run. And that is exactly what they did with their shirt. The makers of the fabric of this shirt are in Canada. They now have their own brand, which we talk about later. This is just truly an outstanding value. This mill that they use, which I believe is called Rupa, absolutely dominates torquing. They torque like this shirt shrank 2 inches, and again, I should have gotten a small, but the shirt that we're gonna talk about later, and 316, basically laid perfectly flat, no distortion whatsoever, and it's just very satisfying to see that. So, and this is, I think, $49. So this is probably the best possible deal out of the mid-range things you can get. I think you have to get it in a 2-pack, which is how they get that price.
Iron Snail, Koio, take 2.
Buongiorno.
No. English.
I did the first take in perfectly fluent Italian.
No.
Koio è stata fondata in Germania. I did the first take in Italian. Didn't get approved. You probably know about Koio. They're a very legendary sneaker brand, but they were founded in Germany. They're headquartered in New York, and all of their fancy sneakers are made in Italy. These are my favorite. Queste sono delle sneakers di qualità più alta che si possano acquistare. La Monza, la Capri, e la Calabria e le Calabrosiazione Capri X Marzocco. All of Koio's sneakers use LWG certified leather, natural rubber soles from FSC certified forests, and are made in a factory in Italy. I've been speaking with the co-founder and co-CEO of Koio for quite a while now, Johannes, and it's very easy, once meeting Johannes, to see that this is the exact sneaker brand that he would make and love and wear himself. It highlights incredibly high quality materials, really high quality craftsmanship, and precision.
Questo y Koio minimal y ultra rosso.
So grazie Koio for sponsoring this video. It's very much appreciated, and thanks for the sneakers.
Category 2, Japan's Might, a series of t-shirts originating from the nation of Japan.
There's a billion amazing brands in Japan, so we're just covering a few, but there's a ton. Anyway, Ironheart, this is our first loop wheel t-shirt, and in the essence of time, we won't go through everything like that, but just know it will recover better than a non-loop wheel t-shirt because it's not under stress when it's being knit for a very, very long time, so this shirt will bounce back to its original shape, theoretically, forever. Ironheart is not the king of flash, they are the king of quality for the most part, or just like rigid, straightforward quality. That's why their jeans are so famous. They're just boom, and that is exactly how this shirt is. This is Warehouse, who's very famous for the 4061 t-shirt, I think. Sorry if that's wrong. Insane amount of character through the use of slub yarns. The knit is actually see-through at certain parts, depending on where those slub lines are, but it's very, very textured. It feels very cool to wear, and you have their famous double-bound collar. This time, though, the binding is on the outside instead of Healthknit, where it was on the inside. Quick disclaimer, this is Wonderlooper. I am good friends with Bezad. He's the reason we have the Iron Snow clothing store. He helped me figure things out in the beginning. Great guy. This is my favorite t-shirt that they have ever made and possibly may ever make. One, because it's heathered, but two, this uses 3 sources of cotton. Number 1, the lightest, airiest, floating away type cotton in spinning mills that as you're spinning the yarn, it doesn't spin into the yarn, it just drifts away. Second, scraps from their double heavyweight t-shirts, which are their big beefy t-shirts. And then third, extra long staple ELS cotton. And what you get from that is one of the most beautiful textured t-shirts that I've ever seen in my entire life. Also, this t-shirt is part of the Zero Torque Club, which is pretty exclusive, so congratulations to Wonderlooper. No matter what size Samurai says your measurements line up with on their site and the retailer site, size up 1 with this t-shirt no matter what. I was trying to figure out the finish or whatever they did to this t-shirt, but this is the softest, velvetiest, it feels like a flannel almost. It's incredibly tightly knit, but the hand feel is positively insane. And the nice thing is, if you're like, well, I like this, but I don't like the crop look, the sizing is kind of tough for me to do, whatever it may be, there's a shirt that theoretically could use the same fabric. Probably not, but it's close enough. I did size too small in Samurai, too big in Alival. I'm gonna say it dumb either way. I actually have a small. Hold on. Boom, there we go. Okay, so yeah, absolutely in love with this fabric.
Category number 3, the toughest and heaviest monsters, the big boys, the heavyweight champions of the world.
The real McCoys, at least their Buko collection, is like, I said it in the last video, it's the hardest t-shirt that I've ever felt in my life. Yeah, close. There's one more at the end in the Supremes that could rival it, but it's not as heavy as this. I do believe this to be the heaviest t-shirt on planet Earth. They actually don't give the Freewheelers, who the heck is making this t-shirt? Flathead doesn't give the GSM, so maybe Wonderlooper's triple heavyweight would beat it, but this is a monster of a t-shirt, and I uphold my long-standing belief that will one day come to fruition that the people that are gonna wear this level of heavy t-shirt are the dudes that wear engineer boots up to their knees with 40-ounce jeans, and trendy women in New York. Gigi Hadid is going to walk off the runway and accidentally find herself in South Edge and be like, that's kind of interesting. She'll get this shirt, she'll wear it, boom! Mark my words, it'll happen. I've done it before. The American Giant to Everest tee, probably my favorite because it's the most wearable. Far, far too heavy for most people, but they absolutely nailed it on the actual fabric. This is very, very soft, silky, silky smooth, and mega comfortable.
Category number 4, the Supremes, a series of t-shirts that have some form of elevation in their overall style. Think minimalist industrial designer that works at a coffee shop.
The Bear, Jeremy Allen White. Jeremy White Bear t-shirt hot guy. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. I am currently trying to weasel my way into Germany. I'll get past the border security and dive into Mersby and see how it happens. I'm gonna get right inside the loop wheel machine and spin around and talk about Jeremy. Anyways, this is not the t-shirt from the bear. This is actually Mersby's updated version of that. This is the 2M15. Jeremy Allen White's is the 215. This is much more universally probably pleasing. More people would probably like to wear this shirt and not notice that, you know, has any odd characteristics. Also has that underarm gusset, and it made the Supreme list because of the 215 and because these Mersby, Asket, all these people, they are incredibly clean brands. They are the epitome of these yarns feel perfect. There's not a flaw on them. There is no heritage feel. This is the most modern a cotton t-shirt is going to feel. Jeremy Allen White, Pedro Pascal, Asket. I can never say it. I even spoke on the phone with that brand, and I was like, is it this one or that one? You may remember their t-shirt previously won the t-shirt competition, and it's still very, very high up there. It didn't make the final list because that is for stuff under $50, but this is what I imagine very jacked or slim men wearing at coffee shops because it just flows, feels like glass, and it's beautiful. That is it. Oh, probably the biggest challenger for the best t-shirt brand ever. I say this every single video. Lady White just, at least for me, gets my exact formula. I think this is open end. It's pretty rough. They also compact it. So this is what I was saying is like the little brother to the Real McCoys. This is 6 ounces versus 8 ounces. It's again, Real McCoys does it, but using the density of the knit to add structure to the garment. One of the best shirts that you can possibly get. $70, so it is expensive, but I don't think you would ever regret getting a Lady White t-shirt. Oh, geez, gotta get that wrinkle out. If Mersby and Asket had a baby and majored in the economies of scale, if that's the right term, it would be a Knickerbocker Basics Program t-shirt. Extra long staple, combed, ring-spun yarn, just like Asket was. But, and this sounds like an ad, it's not an ad, I promise. Knickerbocker has a Basics program where if you buy, I think it's 2, 10%, 3, 20%, something like that, all the way up to 40% if you get 5. Theoretically, if you're one of those people that's like, I don't want to fuss with a bunch of different brands, I want one brand and it should be minimal and kind of lightweight and flowy and have a gray color, and I'm just gonna buy a ton of them, you could get this for $45. I just think that's very clever, and I feel like now that Knickerbocker did it, there's certainly other brands that do it, but everybody's probably gonna copy it.
And now, the hands-down best possible deals in t-shirt history section.
This is not the greatest t-shirts on the entire list, but the best deals. Greatest are coming at the end. I really struggled immensely trying to narrow this list down because I don't know how many shirts this is. It's a lot of shirts. This is a long video. There has to be more t-shirt videos if we're gonna actually hit up all the major big ones, but advancements in fabric technology have gone so far that you can make a $20 t-shirt if you're Uniqlo. It's insane. This being $20 is probably the best t-shirt that you can get bar none for the price. Open-ended, kind of rough. I've talked about it a million times. This is your starter t-shirt. Unless if you're taller or wider in any way, shape, or form, you'd want Muji. It's like $4 or $5 more expensive, but it is significantly longer and a good deal wider. So this is slightly tinted out a little bit, so you'd probably like this if you're a little bigger. Another previous winner, maybe this came in second place, but it could be winning. It was tied with Asket, I think. This is from the Front General Store. I've been there a bunch of times in New York. This is a $40, 100% made in Japan shirt. Great proportions, great feel. Jeez. $35. This is House of Blanks, aka Rupa, I believe. Same brand that makes the fabric for a 316. Absolutely zero torquing on this shirt whatsoever. Freaking fantastic. This was also going to be up there in the winner circle, 1 or 2, really, really high, just because for $35, combed, ring spun, made, cut and sewn Canada. This is just truly an outstanding value. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the true part. Well, the whole video is true, but this is the winner circle, aka my winner circle, my favorite t-shirts from this list. And I also forgot to, I just realized it now, I forgot to include Bronson. Bronson is kind of, look at any other t-shirt video, people will tell you why Bronson usually wins or comes close. It's very good. But me to you, all the t-shirts in this video are winners, and all the past videos as well. There hasn't really been a bad t-shirt, because the truth of it all is, if someone ever says to you, this is the perfect t-shirt, I made the perfect t-shirt, that could be true, but in reality, that if we translated it to food, someone would say, I made your favorite meal, or I made your favorite cookie. And you'd probably say, what are the odds that you got it right? You don't even know me. The only reason I'm saying that is because I really struggled with this video. Almost couldn't put it out because the problem is in 2025 in modern day, 99.999% of people can make a really good t-shirt. It just has to line up with your preferences to be the best t-shirt. So the best I could possibly ever do is describe the t-shirts and let you know what they feel like. And then you have to say, what do I want in a t-shirt when I get it? Anyways, on to my favorite winner circle, the t-shirts that I would probably wear the most and prefer and why. For category number 1, I'm stuck between J-Press X American Trench and 316. 316, perfect, incredibly smooth, no torquing. J-Press, rougher hand feel, more structure to it. I like them both. Personally, I might go with J-Press just because I like the rougher hand feel. So I'll give it to J-Press X American Trench. Category number 2, Japan's Night. It was dead set between Samurai and Wonder Looper. Warehouse is kind of its own thing, really like Warehouse, but I'd probably give it to Wonder Looper. I like both of the fabrics a lot, but Wonder Looper just has a much better fit, much more universal fit. Samurai is cropped and wide, so you might not like that, and I would like it sometimes. I would like this fit all the time. Category number 3, the winner for me here in the heavyweights, American Giant by a long shot, just because it's a little lighter and has a little bit more universal fit. Category number Supremes. This is my favorite category. I love a small collared t-shirt. Lady White is up there. That could be my favorite, but for some reason today, I feel like Mers B ekes out just a little bit. I like the yarn, it's smoother, I think it's ring spun, has a unique fit, especially across the neck and chest, which I like, very distinctive. So Mers B, but they're all great choices again. And final category, most affordable, best value packed ones, House of Blanks and Front General Store. It's the same thing as 316 and J-Press. If you like a lot of character and feeling and stuff like that, you gotta go Front General Store. If you like perfectly smooth, no torque, perfect, then you gotta go House of Blanks. Today, I'm feeling Front General Store. Tomorrow, I might be feeling House of Blanks. Before you go, please look in the description because I cut a few t-shirts out where this video was gonna be like 30-something, 40-something minutes long. So there is more t-shirt info in the description that you might like if you're really interested.